Man, that counter just won't update. Alright, let's rock the roads tonight. What's up, Alec? How you? You gold? Pure gold? Art cores? Yeah, I played a ton of them. Actually, I don't need to wrap this around because of the jack position on here. I've played a ton of them. They're usually pretty good. Really good value for the money. Which one is that? AS7312. Hold on. Let me pull it up on the other computer over here. Need to get the stream open over here anyway. Also got to update the guitar command. Let's see. Hold on a sec. For Metal Monday. And one thing I'm going to be making a dedicated Facebook page to add to the socials for this sometime this week. Black Metal Monday. Sometimes it turns out that way. Sometimes it seems like we just get nothing but black metal requests. What's up, Priest? All right, let's see. Artcore 70 AS7321 or 7312. 7312. Not really. I've messed around with it a little bit, but I wouldn't call myself particularly comfortable with any of them. If Overt Hype were here, he'd be really handy with that if you have questions about that stuff. All right, let's see. So that's going to be a little bit sludgy, I think, for our rhythm tone. Nice spin on your standard troll. So let's see. So you're looking at this 12-string, basically like a 12-string ES335 style. I mean, I'm sure the quality is pretty decent. You're probably going to have to do a good bit of setup work on it out of the box, especially if you buy it, you know. Well, if you get it from Sweetwater, they're usually okay. If you buy it from Guitar Center or somewhere, you're going to have to tweak it. My biggest worry about that, though, is going to be the balance of it, because it looks like it's going to be neck heavy. You know, maybe it'll be okay, but that's a big old headstock for a semi-hollow guitar. Woo! Man, we got a ton of low end coming from somewhere. Style a little bit out over here. Bring our highs up a hair. saturates the front end too much. Well, I mean, at first, just start putting those together. There are a lot of people from, really every style of music, including composers, who really just start out by constructing lots of little bits and then stringing them all together and connecting them together. Um, Especially like a lot of contemporary and minimalist composers, like Terry Riley's NC is simply a collection of pieces that fit together in different ways, and they can be played in essentially any order or any combination, as deigned by the conductor of the piece. So start off, come up, okay, I've got this riff and I've got this riff, which I can connect to it and this way, or I got this riff that sounds like it would be like a verse riff, and I've got this riff that sounds like it would be, a chorus or a bridge or something like that. You'll sort of start to hear those little characteristics come out of them. Typically if it's something somebody's singing over, it's going to be more kind of focused and rhythmic. Loopers are great. I use one occasionally for our ambient night. I use a really weird one. I've been looking into getting a better one, like what's called a live looper, which is what you see the trip hop people and lots of other people using, where you kind of use it as a performance tool. They're great devices, both for kind of learning how to. Yeah, so there are pedal versions, there are desktop versions, there are all kinds of variations of loopers. Pedal versions are geared more towards guitar use, though, using like electric instruments, guitar and bass and whatnot, because they have quarter inch and the ability to sort of tap your foot on them to synchronize and desynchronize and start and stop loops. Tabletop loopers are usually intended more for like DJs, keyboardists, synth users, multi-purpose stuff, kind of like that. But you can get pedal loopers, for a guitar. You can get a TC Electronics Ditto dirt cheap, and it'll record you some basic loops that you can play on top of or use as, a rhythm part while you play a lead part, this, that, or the other. And as you add more complexity, you can get ones that have more tracks, so you could have a rhythm track and you could have, harmony track or whatever, or a guitar track and a bass track or a drum track. Some of them even like the Boss ones, the RC series from Boss, some of those even have drum loops built in, so you can actually have like a drum machine playing along with your loop. And they're much more affordable for the most part. Guitar is a little bit high. I'm going to lower it slightly. Compared to other pedals, loopers require a lot of memory, which is relatively expensive. They've come down in price quite a bit from what they used to be, though. And then on a lot of them now, you can just get an SD card and put them in there. A signal processor is literally anything that processes signal. So pedals, rack units, anything, that's going to change your signal, modify your signal in some way. Very specifically or technically, it tends to refer things to do that digitally, but it's used as a general term for any kind of like effect. A mixer can be a couple different things. In general, though, a mixer is literally a thing that lets you mix particular sounds with each other in different ways. So like a studio mixer or a live mixer will have a certain number of tracks or channels that you can input. Say you could have guitar in one of them, and then you'll have a volume control for that, and then you'll have usually EQ controls like treble, mid, bass, sometimes a few other things, right? And then you'll have a set number of other channels, like a small one is typically 4 tracks, something like that. And so you might have one track for guitar, one track for bass, one track for drums, and one track for vocals, something like that. And then you can balance them in different ways with like a live use mixer. A studio mixer is usually going to have a lot more tracks, or in some cases digital control of the tracks that you control via the software, and you assign each track that you're recording to a channel, and then you mix it with the others and blend it all together to make a whole. There are mixers, effects mixers specifically, that mix in the sound of effects into your dry signal, your instrument signal, whatever it's going to be. Yeah, so there are some devices that are combos that can do both. You'll just have to read the specifications. The MPK, I think, is like a little all-in-one production tool. You know, so you can play stuff on it. You can use it like a MIDI controller. You can use it to create kind of self-contained little tracks. Hey, Phoenix, what's going on? All right, let's see. What do we got? We got some requests from Alec. Looks like we got a request from Phoenix. Dang, Alec's been dumping the requests in the Discord. Got one from Ride. Got some suicidal tendencies. I got some classic suicidal tendencies from Ride. You out there, Ride? Say what's up. I'm okay, Phoenix. You doing well? Alright, hold on a second. I need to change. I need to swap. I need to move the mic around. Give me just a sec. Give me just a sec. Hey, Jake had a cake. What's up? How are you? The mic is dangling at the wrong angle, so let me go fix it. Stay. Where have you gone? Let's see. Stay right about there. Should be good. I think I'm going to change the pedal out here in front too. I don't think it doesn't seem to like this preamp. Let's go. Who should we use? Let's try this one. Interested. Dropping in with those boos. Oh wow, we got way too much reverb. This pedal, I think, sometimes this preamp with pedals that have a lot of gain just doesn't seem to get along. So let's swap over to something a little more focused and see if it'll help us tighten up some of our sounds a little bit. Oh yeah, let me update the guitar command too. These are, I don't know, some kind of red gym shorts. I basically just got a few pairs. I've got like blue and white, and I've got red. I've got one other pair that I hardly ever wear, but you know, I'll swap them around depending on the day. Got a bunch of shirts, but not too many pairs of shorts. I don't do anything to get them dirty though, so. All right, so let's see. Edit command. Edit command guitar. We are using a 1983 Jackson Rhodes Student. All right, and then let's check our pedals. That's because they're shiny. That's the thing that really makes them pop. But I mean, I'm sitting down most of the time. Why are you looking at my shorts, bro? Let's go with in front. Exotic RC booster in loop. Loop should be the same. Loop pretty much stays the same. Caroline Kilobytes. Delay into Red Panda. One day I'm going to get the Context 2. Alright, let's see. Exotic RC booster. And then let's put a pipe there for separation's sake. Yeah, it looks kind of like a 1 though. Oh well. Alright, so that should be pedals updated. Amp should be the same as last time. Well, I have to get up sometimes, but still. This isn't a fashion stream. We are not FA here, despite what the shirts may lead you to believe. All right. All right, so let's start dialing in our guitar mic. There we go. You guys should be getting a lot better guitar out there now. Yeah, meters are looking a lot better too. All right, so let's try. All right, so let's use this pedal and see if we can use it to tighten up our sound a little bit. Oh shoot, I need to see, let me check. I was bidding on a neck pickup for this guitar on eBay. Let me check and see if I want it real quick. I bet I didn't. But there was about an 80, probably 83 to 85 Duncan Jazz. Oh, it's got 49 minutes left. I'm still the leading bid. Oh yeah, we might have to bid on it again though, so we don't lose it on stream. But then I'll finally have the correct neck pickup, a matching neck pickup wound by the same winder as this bridge pickup. We'll finally be able to get some neck pickup tones. We'll stick with this for a rhythm tone. Let's check our crunch channel too while we're at it. We criminally underused the crunch channel. Our lead channel, quote unquote lead channel. Oh man. All right. So let me get warmed up a little bit. Phoenix repping the Fivefold band in chat. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Not me. Wait, did you actually request something not from Fivefold Band in the Discord? Throwing me for a loop. Alright, let's see. We got a ton from Alec. We got Diamond Head. What do we got? We got Diamond Head, Merciful Fate. That'd be fun. Battery, Emperor. Let's see. Havoc, Toxic Holocaust, Iron Reagan. Oh Lord. Some Carcass. That'd be fun. Have we done? I don't think we've done Carcass on stream. That'd be fun. Children of Bodom. Then of course we got Institutionalized. That'd be a good one to do too, just to do a classic on stream. And then Feed the Fire from Phoenix on here. And then what was it? Priest dropped something up there. So the band is Cold Rain, the song is Feed the Fire, not the other way around. And then let's see what Priest requested up here. Priest only listens to true cult black metal. Finland or bust. Oh Lord. This is that band you were talking about the other day, right? Still won't let me switch accounts on this computer. It's borked. Alright. Let us see. Let us see. Not putting that one in the title if we do it. I gotta listen to this though. Hey, he's playing a Rhodes. This is the highest quality video I've ever seen. Trouble is actually hearing what they're playing. Oh, come on. My speaker. Come on, speaker jack. Come on, speaker jack. Come on, speaker jack. Quit it. So it sounds like they're probably a whole step down. So let's go down to D standard. I actually think this guitar is a little bit happier in lower tunings anyway. All right, let's start working on getting our black metal hand going here. All right, let's come back to the beginning. Come on. Come on. Alright, so it sounds like we're starting off with this G minor. What would be a G minor when we're in D standard is going to be the 5th fret. And so one guitar is essentially playing while the other guitar is playing, kind of actually strumming down the chord like that, because we hear This is the song Death Priest requested up there, by the way. I'm not putting it in the title of the stream. Alright, so now we're down into sort of a Phrygian sound. Sounds like 0310010. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Latin. I'm worried about the name of the band. Since I don't have the stream marked as 18 plus, I don't know if the band name will get me in trouble. All right, so we have like O on what would be the D string now, the 6th string. 0, 3, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 3, 1, 0, 1, 2. Then 0, 3, then open A string. Technically a G string now. Still got too much low end. There we go. We're going to get it really, really, really kind of raw and nasty for this kind of stuff. Alright, then it sounds like we shift up to a G. So it sounds like we shift up to a G Phrygian sounds. Do da do da do da 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 do da do da do da 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 da. grab that third, it sounds like. Da da down, da da down, da. So do we grab that? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So yeah, we grab that. There's that like extra beat thrown in there. Da, da, Alright, so now it sounds like we're changing to a diminished scale kind of sound. Da, 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 da. Boom, ba, ba. So our diminished scale, like previously we were playing kind of a Phrygian sort of sound where we're going, or more really Locrian. But now we have this more kind of straight diminished where we have... Sounds like a... That's pretty cool. Got to mark that one a little harder. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to sound weird, but you can do it. You could definitely do it. Like, because you're tremolo, because there's so much tremolo picking in this, you're not really going to be worried too much about the lack of sustain on an acoustic guitar. You know, obviously it's going to sound pretty different than a heavily distorted electric guitar, but it can definitely be played. Alright, so again, that's the. It sounds like we're going to go down to a big breakdown. So we're going to start off down with this big open chug, then first fret, then fourth fret, and it sounds like we're going to go 3, 4, 3. Dum ba da dum bum. So 0, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3, 0, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3. If I could tell what he was saying, I would make the weird noises too. But I would sing it. It's just familiarity. It's just doing it a lot and listening a lot. You know, that's kind of what I say over and over again when people ask. But you just have to kind of pay attention to, you know, when you play something, what sound does it make? And then listen for that when you listen to music. You know, like that sound from the root note we talked about last time. We talked about how we hear a root. You know, we hear it constantly kind of coming back to this. It sounds like whenever we land on that note, it's kind of like locked in. When we hear this, the sound of that half step, that 1 fret movement. Right, then I hear the next movement. A 3 fret movement, a 3 half step movement called a minor third. Then I hear the half step movement down. Yeah, basically just ear training intervals. Yeah, I think the VOD has been deleted because of how old it is now. But we did a whole like music theory lesson on just learning the intervals and kind of talking about what they sound like and how to hear them. But that's really the main thing that I'm hearing. I'm hearing like, okay, well, here's my root note. I hear this interval move from it. Once I get to that note, I hear the next interval move from that. And that gives you sort of the outline, at least. Then from there, if they're more complex chords, then you have to kind of pick those out too. In this case, we're just dealing with power chords, and so power chords have a pretty unique sound, or like a pretty easy to recognize sound. You know, if we were dealing with more elaborate chords, it'd be a little more tricky. But in this case, I'm hearing that outline with the roots, and then okay, they're just power chords. Alright, so then we get these little variations. So let's see. Do, 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 da, da, dum, ba, da, do, do. Top Hat Cat, what's up? Alright, so sounds like the second little variation. Alright, let's go back to the beginning of this little bridge here. Dum. Bum, bum. So we start off the same way, but then after the 1, we come up to the 5th fret on the A string, then up to the 8th fret. So. Then we do this one again. Then the last one is slightly different. Don't put it on. Yeah, so the last one, when we go to the 1, we go to the 1 and then we pull back off and hammer back on. So we pull off to open, then up to the 8. So this whole little bridge section or breakdown section where our tempo kind of drops, we get out of the tremolo picking for a second. We get then we go down chromatically from that 7, 6, 5. It sounds like there's a Floyd squeal on top of that. Yeah, so he's grabbing a high harmonic and then bending the Floyd down, which unfortunately we're fixed bridge on this one, so we can't do the Floyd squeals. Yeah, this is some black metal. This is a song called Homo Homini Lupus. The band name I would prefer not to bring up on stream because it might get us busted. I don't know. I'm not sure how sensitive Twitch algos and stuff are. Somebody, a priest or somebody, link it again. Usually it's just kind of the priest, it's like the thickness of the sound, relatively speaking. So like the 3-finger power chord will hear that extra bit of body to it coming from the high octave versus it's pretty subtle, like especially with a lot of gain. It's not goat dinghy. Yeah, it's a goat in a small boat. Oh geez. It's a fairly subtle thing, but you do get a bit thicker sound, so versus but you hear that little bit of extra like ah on top of it from that high octave. Right, then you have the other variation of the power chord where we have the 5th in the bass. So this variation, where like if we're playing an A string power chord, we bar down. That one you can kind of identify by how sort of growly it sounds compared to a regular. can stack them both together, get this really enormous sound. All right, so here, this little bridge section where these squeals are going on the lead guitar, or rhythm guitar, says. So we're on 7 on the A string, then we slide down 6, 5, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 8, 8, 8, 7. Yeah, it sounds like I've been hearing Discord ding like crazy. So it sounds like we're getting a B flat. Hey Bunny, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. Da, 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 da. Nope, not quite. Da, 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 not quite that deep. Close, getting close. So that's another thing that I'll do if I'm trying to figure out a particular line. I'll start to sort of sing the line. Da, 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 da. Because usually you can kind of hear if your voice is matching up with the pitch that you're going for, or at least getting, relatively close. And so by starting to break the phrase down into that, I can go, okay, da, 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 dum, da, da, dum. And then we can always also slow it down with YouTube, which is really, really useful. There are also programs and stuff that'll do that for you too, with a little better quality than YouTube will, but it's easy to just do it on YouTube. So, so what that sounds like we have is a B flat, then an A, and remember we're all a whole step down, so it's technically an A flat, but so it'd be like 8 on the D string, then 7, 5 on the A, then back up to the root, and it sounds like we're getting a minor third there. So that's going to be 7 and 5, then up to the 8 on the A, then back down. So no problem, dude. At least you stopped in and said hi. This Wednesday is this Weeb Wednesday coming up? I think we'll be playing anime and video game themes this Wednesday, I do believe. Right? You guys actually probably know better than I do which Wednesday it is. Yeah, picks make a really big difference. A really big difference. Now, the pick is going to kind of interact with your hands in a unique way. So the pick that I use may not be ideal for you, though it is usually the one that I recommend for most people. You can always check the pick command. As a rule, you want to be as thick as you can handle, and particularly as stiff as you can handle. You don't want a really, really flexy pick, because the more bendy the pick is, let's say I take the Ludicrous Triangle pick that I use as an example for this all the time, right? This pick has a ton of flex, right? So if I'm trying to pick really fast, that pick is going to flex and flex and flex and flex and flex before it lets the string go. So let's say I'm pressing into the string pretty firmly. you can hear that little delay, boom, bang, before it lets go. While if I use a very heavy pick, this Ultex has no flex. It goes right through the string. And I also tend to use the small Jazz 3 shape because that minimizes the amount of pick that's actually sticking out and potentially contacting the strings. Almost everything. If I'm playing electric guitar, I'm usually using a very heavy pick. If I'm playing acoustic guitar, I'm usually using a very heavy pick. But if I'm strumming rhythm, so like let's say somebody needs me to just play some chords behind something, like say we're recording a track in the studio and we need, you know, a guitar sound that's just going. You know, some kind of strummed rhythm pattern like that, then I'll use a much more flexible pick. If I change to a clean sound, maybe get a little better idea why. If I do that same thing with this heavy pick, it's much more spiky sounding, and it's much more difficult to just use an even strumming type pattern, right? Because this pick is popping the strings a lot more aggressively, while this pick, when we use this sort of sound, just kind of brushes and drags, and it gives us this very smooth kind of feeling strum. So in the studio, or as like a rhythm guitarist just strumming chords, it gives us a really even sort of sound that kind of sits underneath everything, while this pick kind of makes everything pop out a little bit more and feels a little more firm under the hand. Thoughts on dissection? I don't know. We played some, didn't we play some a couple weeks ago? I can't say I know a ton about them, but I'm pretty sure we played some, maybe not last Metal Monday, but maybe the Metal Monday before that. We can certainly check some out. A cool thing, if you are a follower and in our Discord, you are welcome to make requests for the stream. I try to mix it up. I try to grab one from everybody that makes one over the course of the evening. But yeah, I use small picks for most stuff, like probably 99 out of 100 situations. But that 100th situation, which is basically always just strumming rhythm patterns underneath something, then I'll use a lot more flexible pick. Like even my dedicated acoustic pick, for the most part, is, even though it's larger and a more traditional pick shape, it's still super, 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 super stiff and doesn't flex at all. The small pick also gives you the advantage of being able to tuck it up into your fingers very easily like this, and either use your fingers or choke way up on it very easily without the pick itself getting kind of stuck back into your fingers. Alright, let's see. Let's see, so we were doing this, growing your nails like a witch. I would recommend not growing your nails unless you're going to, you're going to be using them, because otherwise they'll get in the way. And like, if you don't maintain their shape, like even though I keep mine pretty short, with the exception of my pinky nail and my thumbnail, I use my pinky nail for playing harmonics, and my thumbnail for certain things on acoustic guitar predominantly. But if you don't keep the edges shaped and polished, they will snag on the string and rip off, and that sucks, because that's happened to me before when I had really long nails for classical guitar. And then went to play my electric back when I was much younger. I had a little snag on my nail, and it caught the string and went and like pulled the nail halfway off, and it was awful. Alright, let's see, we're almost done with this one, so let's check the ending here. So we're gonna land in that F power chord. So. All right, so that was pretty cool. Thanks for the request, Priest. All right. Oh man. Yeah, we get a pretty good mix of stuff. We get black metal. We get some days we just get a ton of thrash metal, which I'm fine with because I'm old and I grew up with thrash metal. All right, let's see. Where should we go next? Where should we go next? Diamond Head's kind of tempting. Do some early stuff. Carcass is kind of tempting too. I don't know. What do you guys think? Where should we go next? Living in northern Scotland? Wow, that's cool. I actually have a guitar by a Scottish guitar builder. We break it out every now and then. So let's see. So we've got Top Hat requested some In Flames. We've got a band called Cold Rain from Phoenix, which I'm not familiar with. So we'll definitely have to check it out. We got Institutionalized from Ride, which that's kind of my natural inclination because it's classic. And then we got a load of stuff from Alec. We could do a poll. That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Poll. All right. Let's do which song next? Oh, dang, I don't have enough, there aren't enough characters to put in the full names of the songs. What the heck? We need to do more polls and things like that. If my keyboard will work. So let's throw the Suicidal Tendencies in there. Let's throw the In Flames in there. Would you work, please, Discord? Quit being a pain. No, don't open 50 links. I don't want you to open the video 50 times. Hargalaten. See if that one will fit. Then let's see. What would be another good one? We've got Phoenix's tune, Cold Rain. And I mean, we'll get around to several more songs over the course of the night. So even if we don't get it right now, we'll probably do it later. So like I said, I like to try to do at least one from most everybody. Let's see, Bodum at the Gates, Carcass. I kind of want to do the Carcass. Emperor. Oh, Merciful Fate too, though. Yeah, let's throw the Merciful Fate in there. And all right, we'll let it run for 5 minutes. Poll is up. Berserker 6722, what is going up? Oh, dude. Oh, sorry, I had a poll up. I was making a poll for the next song while you jumped in here. Ace of Spades we can knock out really quickly, though.
Gamble, I tell you I'm your man. Win some, lose some, it's all the same to me.
Oh, man. Just kind of goes on. That one's kind of interesting in that it just takes the blues scale and it moves the blues scale up to the key of whatever chord is being played at any given moment as it goes through the solo. So the solo is actually not really bad if you're comfortable kind of improvising and working out of your blues scale. And then just shifts up a whole step to the A, then shifts up a whole step again, and eventually makes its way all the way back up to the E. Carcass is in B. Blues scale this, blues scale that. That's the reason the emote exists, because everything is the blues scale, except occasionally when it isn't. But even then, they have a hard time resisting, just at some point dropping into the blues scale. I'm assuming we'll probably have to retune for most anything we do. Hawkwind versus Motorhead. Well, Hawkwind versus Motorhead in what regard? Because, I mean, obviously, Hawkwind is enormously more diverse in terms of their musical outputs. If you're arguing about how influential they are, that's kind of an interesting argument, because obviously Motorhead is massively influential on metal and hard rock. But Hawkwind had so many important musicians in it in general that it winds up influencing a much broader range of things than Motorhead does. In terms of who I want to listen to, though, that's a more difficult question. Thank you for that follow, Cat. All right, polls winding down. Make sure you got your votes in. I mean, if I'm in the right mood. Ah, crap, we got a tie. Well, we're going to do them both. We'll do them both anyway. All right, let's look at the In Flames first. Because that's a song that I don't know off the top of my head, and that's always the most fun. Well, not always the most fun, but it's always fun anyway, to learn something new. And then we'll do some tendencies. I can report my own poll. That's weird. You know, if I'm in the right mood, I can listen to Motorhead all night long. But if I'm in a proggier mood, then obviously Motorhead's not quite going to scratch that itch. All right, let's see. I had the YouTube. Where'd my YouTube go? There it is. All right. So we have this violin part. Right, currently I'm in D standard. I don't know if the song actually is yet, but the violin part is in D minor, so we can play it here. Right, so we're starting off on the 5th of the D minor. So in this case, this would be the 7th fret up here. Dropping down to the 5th. So what little arpeggio do we have there, getting down to that A? So we're just kind of going directly to it. So we got like a D harmonic minor sound. And coming back up the scale. Nope. Get a little bit smoother tone if we play it up there. Alright, well, let's get ourselves a little bit of reverb. Not quite, not quite. We get that little tag at the end different. It's. We gotta get that little dun dun, that little mordant kind of thing there at the end. Do we grab the two? Alright, let's get the same theme again. Sounds like we're playing it when it comes in here. Let's get a little more saturation. Let's bring our treble down. So we have a D harmonic minor sound. So now we shift to the relative major. We're in this coming out of the with the D as the root. Now we're shifting up to this F as the root. Oh, wait, I need to update the title too. Dang, you guys need to remind me. Update the stream title. Unless Alec has already done it. Learning Hargassen. I don't think I have the keyboard characters to get those little diacritics. Hargalten. All right, do it. Scroll down. So let's say. I think that's where we are. That's where it probably goes. A little bit of ornamentation there. So get that little trill right. Alright, let's back up a little bit. Hold on a second. Let's throw in a little delay too here for fun. Makes it a little lower. Alright, and then so we're back to a little variation of the main theme. So it sounds like we're starting to come up harmonic minor, kind of go down a note, back to the note. Nope, missing something. Hold on. A little closer. Nope. Getting close. There we go. That's interesting, that little chromatic walk up there. Wasn't expecting that. Get a little reverse arpeggio there. The chromatic tone made you fall in love with music again? What's the low note, though? It's just da-da-da. Sounds like it's just the A. Da-da-da, da-da-da. All right, so. Da-da-da-da-dum. The best thing ever? What, like, Noir de Julien, Noir de Julien, Noir de Julien, a Pasca, Noir de Julien, Noir de Julien, Noir de Julien, a Pasca. It's the only Swedish folk song that I know. Because it was in Bergman's Fanny and Alexander. So this is pretty scalar. This is not too bad. Like if you get to where you can hear the sort of scale outline, right? This one isn't too bad to pick out. It just takes a lot of, sitting around and listening. So we're shifted up to the relative major here. Then we're shifting back. Tag right. Trill in the right place though. Da 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 dum. That's pretty close. Did you play it on a hurdy-gurdy or something? Because that would be, I mean, that would be optimal, right? Yeah, there we go. That's a good fingering for that. That's a good fingering. So. So we go up to the 4. So now we're up to like the A minor, strictly a G minor in this tuning, but. All right, so. Oh, dude, sweet. Do you actually own one? I would love to have one. Right, so this section is just like a 4/5, like a 4, 1, 5. So let's see. Oh man, you should acquire one. Like if I were over there, I would have an absolutely ludicrous collection of European folk instruments. All right, so now we're doing to a new section. Kind of a big hop. Only 2,000 pounds. Oh, come on. You got to be able to find a second-hand one somewhere. Well, just don't eat. That's what I tell everybody on the channel. Don't eat, buy guitars. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so we need to smooth our high nail up a little bit now if we're going to do this kind of fake cello. Hey, Pan, what is up, dude? Thank you for that resub. That's amazing. For some reason, resubs don't show up on the sub counter. Don't know why. But I greatly appreciate your long-running support. How are you out there lurking, as always? Afraid that Alec's gonna ban you? Da 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 da. So you can kind of get that effect, that big fifth jump, just by doing this. But to get really the effect that's being played on the strings, you using this nice big jump. If you can make that stretch. Need a totally different set of strings if I'm going to tune in fifths. Sounds like we jump right back up to it. There we hear our harmonic minor kind of coming back out. That's totally, though, we totally played that the other night with our Enrico Morricone. That little like micro trill there. So where do we go before we recycle that? So we land that again. Anytime you're able to get out to the mountains and play stuff. Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome, honestly, sitting on top of a mountain playing, well, really like anything. But, you know, playing something really, really spacey and ambient. All right, so big thing here is I've got the notes, but I want to get the fingering so I can kind of emulate the little trills and stuff. So So second time we stop on the third. All right, so the same thing again. All right, so then we're going back down to our root. Up to the 4. So then to the 2, 5, 1. All right, then we go back to that little phrase. All right, so. We just kind of sounds like we're fading out on that phrase. Yeah, so that's almost entirely the harmonic minor scale. Right, there are little bits and pieces from other ones, little bits from like the natural minor, that little bit of chromaticism we had in there, but almost all of it. It's just coming out of that D harmonic minor scale. So if you know that particular formula and you can kind of hear it, it's not too bad, not too tough really. The rhythm's kind of cool though. That sort of almost jig feel. Da 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 2 3 1 2 da 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 da. And some of those little hammers and trills almost give you the effect of like a Scotch snap, which is pretty neat too. Do 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 do. All right, let's see if my pickup auction. Did I win it? I was bidding on a pickup on eBay. Let's see if I won. Holy crap, I won. Nice. I will have the neck pickup coming for this guitar soon. Then let me see if I can pay for it. Can I use? I can't change. I gotta use this PayPal account. I'll just transfer money then from that. All right. Just a sec. You're unable to keep you logged in. Hold on a minute. Let's do it on my phone. That'll be way faster. All right. I'm excited. This guitar, when I got this guitar, it had just completely random pickups in it. It had a an old Duncan Invader, and then it had an EMG HZ in the neck, which it should have, you know, if it were stock and they didn't custom order something back in '83, because this is super, super early. This would have had a Duncan Jazz and a Duncan Distortion. And I managed to find a period correct Duncan Distortion wound by Marcella Juarez, who is like who you want if you want an old Duncan pickup. Well, she actually still makes them for their custom shop too. But it has taken forever to find a Jazz, a neck pickup wound by her. So I just won one on eBay. It will be here soon. Once I pay for it. And then I will actually have a neck pickup sound. I am so excited. Probably have to change the pot though, because I think the neck pickup pot is janky. Come on, phone. Let's get it done. Come on. Oh, come on. I don't even know what my password is. Mess with me like that. Does anybody know? Alright, give me just a second. Alright, what do you think we should do next? I think we're going to do the suicidal tendencies next, right? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Glad you enjoyed that, Top Hat. That was pretty cool. Wasn't what I was expected from the In Flames I've heard before. It was pretty much just straight melodic. Straight up melodic. All right. Oop, that's the wrong one. The wrong one. Which the problem when you have too many PayPal accounts. Okay, apparently that's just not gonna cooperate. I'll do it after the stream. Whatever. Alright, so Let's do institutionalized. Do 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 ba do 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 ba do ba do do ba do ba do ba do. I think that should be in standard. It's on their first album. Boom. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get back up. Oh, wait, for the sake of fun, let's just change guitars, actually. We gotta change guitars once a night anyway. Down. Let's see. What guitar? I'll change to my Scottish guitar for you. It's actually a pretty good metal guitar anyway. Alright, let's see. Let's stick this guy back over here. Alright, so we need strap locks for this one. So this is a guitar. The company is called Reaver Guitars, also known as AC Guitars. He makes basses a lot under the AC Guitars name. His name is Alan Krengayan, and I think he's in Moffat, I do believe. Let me edit the old guitar command. Guitar RP004. And if you ever want to know what guitar I'm playing, use the guitar command and the amp command and the pedals commands. And we have a bunch of other guitar dork commands. You used to live 15 minutes from there? Wow. He's an amazing builder. This neck is just unbelievably fast and smooth. Just absolutely wonderful. Went to Moffat every weekend. He posts pictures occasionally on Facebook of his like shop and stuff. It looks like a nice place. Boom. Alright, we need a little bit more low end for this tone. Alright, so we start off, we've got this B power chord. You could play it here. It's just going from B to C, from 2 to 3 in this case. Or you could play it. That's the best part of the song, is a cameo from a David Lynch movie. This is one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs to kind of introduce younger students to, who are kind of like just getting into stuff like punk and metal. Like they're just starting to realize that, hey, there's like, you know, angsty music that speaks to your youth, and the rage that you feel at the world. Because this song has all of that, but at the same time, it's really playful. Well, that's how you know you had a good day, a good practicing day, when your fingertips are just like falling off, when they're just like ground beef. You know, I used to, when I was a teenager and I started playing, I practiced anywhere between like 6 and 10 or 11 hours a day. And so I would just get to where my fingertips were just destroyed, absolutely destroyed. And I'd get calluses, and then I'd wear through my calluses, and I'd get new calluses, and I'd wear through them again, you know. And I went through, you know, a good dozen or more sets of calluses before I got some that were tough enough to really stick around. If I spend a lot of time playing like upright bass or playing the dobro or something like that, with really high string tension, then I'll start to wear through these and have to get, you know, develop new ones. Yeah, you gotta have calluses. I mean, you can't really get away with it without calluses unless you've got like Tony Iommi plastic fingertips or whatever. Mutant fingertips. Well, my fingertips aren't particularly mutant. You know, the actual fingers themselves are a little weird. You know, stuff like this. Pretend you're at the eye doctor. Yeah. My fingertips are pretty normal, though. It's just a fingertip. All right, so then it sounds like we move up. We're moving up to the major thirds. All right, so. All right, let's listen. Alright, so power chords. Then an octave on the major third of the B. Then up a half step. Then we're going to come down and land on that C. Alright, so the rhythm guitar is still pretty much just playing B up to C. So we're starting off just power chords. there's a guitar that's kind of buried in the background, but it's playing like the Phrygian dominant mode. So it's playing. Right, and he's just sort of noodling away with it. In the background. Then we get a little bit of blues scale. All right. The rhythm guitar still just B, C, B, B, C, B, B, C. All right, so it's just gradually speeding up that BC. Then we're going to get down to this little bridge, or, bridge or chorus, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're going to drop down to an F sharp. We can hear the 5 chord. Alright, so down to the F sharp, up to A. This sounds going to come like chromatically down. Back to the BC. Oh wait, need to update our title too. Always forget. Always forget to update our title. I should do it from over here. I think it updates faster if I do it from the browser versus Streamlabs. Suicidal tendencies, institutionalized. Duh. There we go. Make sure that updates at some point. All right. You good? Yeah, we good. I think we need more mids for this. Let's get that rhythm right. Yeah, Top Hat, thank you. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for following. Remember, if you like, we do different themes and different kind of stuff on different nights. So this Wednesday, I think, is Weeb Wednesday, where we do like video game themes and anime themes and stuff like that. If you have requests for that, you can drop it in the channel in Discord. If you just want to talk guitar and music stuff in general, we use the Discord for that all week long. But thank you for hanging out. Going fishing. Oh, man. I bet that's chilly. But have fun. And thank you so much for hanging out, chatting, making requests, all that fun stuff. All right, let's see. One and two and three and four. Right, so we're coming out of the F sharp. Then we're coming back up to the B, and we're going to do the B and C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... We're going to land on the B. We're going to kind of bend it. We're going to give it sort of slow, sloppy bend to make it go kind of wong. Then we're back to down, 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 down. So rhythm guitar is still doing the same thing, and we still got lead guitar on top that's taking, he's switching back and forth between these kind of Phrygian sounds and then like the pentatonic and blues scale sounds. Then jumps up an octave. That almost sounds like he's using a whammy though, like a whammy pedal, because how high you hear that shift up, or some kind of pitch shifter. It doesn't have like a natural sound. It doesn't sound like it. Like that. It sounds like kind of digital and warbly, like the old pitch shifters do. Which makes me wonder if he's using like an effects unit of some kind of shifted up an octave, and he's still just kind of playing the licks down here in the box shape at the 7th fret. Alright, so here's where we start to speed up, gonna get towards that sort of chorus again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we get this gradual accelerando. Da 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 dum. Hey Jixie Den, what's going on? Welcome back to the stream. Lines are starting to, underneath are starting to get more elaborate then. Yeah. The pitches. Oh, dude, I'm glad I can help. Glad I could help. The thumb technique, you know, it'll be interesting to develop. You know, it'll have a unique sound and a unique feel, but there's some stuff that's just not going to work with it probably, unless you know you get like the world's toughest thumb. There's our good kind of lick in the background. We've talked about that lick like 3 streams running. What? 120 km per hour wind? How can you even open the door? Yeah, so pretty much we just have like 2 sections this whole way through, all the way through the tune. Yeah, this is just standard tuning. Standard tuning. This is a classic metal tune. You know, Suicidal Tendencies were really important. They kind of crossed over. You know, they're kind of crossover between thrash metal and punk and hardcore punk kind of vibes. This whole song is just like, you know, well, how many would we have? Let's see. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Just power chords. Like 5 power chords. Then there's a lead guitar in the background that sort of noodles the whole time through, basically. With varying degrees of complexity as the song goes on. It's not that clean though. It's actually kind of sloppy, which is part of the vibe. Institutionalized. If you're in the Discord, there's a link to the video in the Metal Monday channel. If you're not in the Discord, you definitely need to be in the Discord, because the Discord is where all of like the requests and chat and everything goes down. But that's a pretty easy one. Pretty easy one. All right, let's see. So we did In Flames, we did some black metal. We did Suicidal Tendencies. Oh yeah, we had one from Phoenix, from Icy Phoenix. Let's check it out, because I don't know this band at all. So that's always fun. They're on like a 7 or 8 string, unfortunately. On Institutionalized, you mean just like keeping the tempo up. The trick with all that stuff, with like playing the really, really, really fast right hand rhythms and patterns and stuff, is just like staying loose, making sure you don't tense up as you go through. Because most people, as the song starts to get faster and more aggressive, they start getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Their wrist starts to get really tense. They start trying to hit like super, super hard. But my wrist is just like jelly. It's just flopping around. And it pretty much stays that way. And when I start playing the really fast stuff, it being loose lets me use its momentum to sort of fling it back and forth very, very quickly. If it were really tight and I were trying to physically do this and move this like from the wrist or from the arm up and down, you'd absolutely wreck my wrist, probably my elbow too. You know, this hand is staying like completely loose. And I've got this kind of like, see if I can turn it at the right angle to sort of show you. The pick is like the end of my fingertip, and it's like a pendulum kind of motion. So I fling it down, and then I get the counter motion, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Clarity541, thank you for that follow. Thank you for watching the stream. Welcome to the stream if you've never been here before. Jump into chat and say hi if you feel like it. We've got at least 45 minutes left. It's Monday night, so I probably can't go super late, but... Alright, let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, Phoenix's song is on like a 7 or 8 string instrument. So we can't do it tonight. We can't do it until I get one. Let's see, what else have we got? What else have we got? We got a ton of requests from Alec. I kind of want to do that Carcass, but he said it was in B. I don't feel like tuning all the way down there. Could do the Merciful Fate. I mean, that's a classic. Or we could do, oh no, that's right, you had the Diamond Head. Do some really early. Let me check that one out. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, good technique is useful, you know. So what I always try to stress to students, to my students, is that, you know, all the sort of formal technique stuff we do, the stuff to develop proper hand positioning, using a light touch, all that sort of stuff, you know, coming at the string from the correct angle with the fingertips. All that sort of stuff are things that really help you get the most out of your motion and out of your playing. You know, you use the least amount of energy with the most amount of output. If you ever need to be sloppier, like if I'm playing a Rolling Stones song, I'm not going to use really, really clean formal technique because it's not going to work for it. It's not going to feel right or sound right. But if I need to be sloppier, I can be sloppier. Right? But when you run across something that actually demands that you use good technique and all you have is sloppy, you're kind of out of luck. You know, so I tend to stress like, okay, this is where we want to place our thumb. This is where we want to get our fingertips. This is where we want to fret the note at the fret. This is how much pressure we want to use, etc. It is redwood. This is quilted redwood over a Limba or Carina back with a Wingay center stripe, maple neck with Wingay stringers, and then an acrylic impregnated dirty bird's eye maple fingerboard. If you ever want to know stuff about the guitar that I'm playing, because I go through a bunch of different guitars usually in the course of a night, you can use the guitar command and it'll tell you what it is. Yeah, this one is a really pretty one too. It's got this big kind of, obviously this webcam is kind of crappy, but it's got this big tubular kind of quilt to it. Really, really, really nice. Kind of a warm, you know, I associate it on acoustic guitars with a very warm sort of sound. On electric, it's a little tougher, obviously, to sort of tell exactly what it's imparting to the tone. This guitar has kind of unusual pickups too, though. He has these. This builder has these pickups built for him by someone in England. But really nice guitar. Great value too. This guy's guitars are I mean, they're not cheap, but they're pretty reasonably priced for the quality. You know, if you like high end and boutique guitars, and they're extremely undervalued on the used market too, especially in the U.S. A lot of people in the U.S. just don't know this builder, and so when they do turn up used, you can get them way, way, way less than they should be. I would love to own one of his headless guitars. He makes an absolutely amazing headless design. Ah, shoot, I dropped my pick. R.I.P. Time to change picks. Playing some pretty aggressive death metal stuff. Yeah, power is not so much. That's sort of a trick. Like power and getting a like a heavier and more aggressive sound is not so much about adding more force or more power from the arm or from the wrist. It's simply about focusing the pressure on the pick. So the more you prevent that pick tip from moving, the less energy is going to sort of be robbed from the pick attack. So if I hold the pick very loosely, this is the company. He actually has two companies. The company that makes the guitars is called Reaver Guitars. His name is Alan Kringayan, and you may find his other company AC Guitars or ACG. He mostly makes basses under that name and makes guitars under the Reaver name. This neck, you know, I wish I say this every now and then with some guitars, but I absolutely wish that you guys could play this guitar because the neck is just glorious, absolutely amazing. Oh, dude, Clarity, that is incredible. Thank you for subbing. That actually gets us. I think that gets us another emote too, if I recall correctly. I'll have to check the dashboard, but I think you just got us a bonus emote from that sub. I could not be more appreciative, especially since you just came in here. You barely even know me, and you're already throwing me all that support. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. That means you also get access to the derpy emotes we have already, like these guys. All right. Let's see what we're going to do. Oh, I was going to listen to this Diamond Head. Check this out. What year is this? This should be like late 70s, early 80s. Oh my god, that tone is disgusting. That's amazing. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so. Hold on a second. I gotta figure out how to make my tone that gross. That's awesome. So let's go to the crunch channel. Because the crunch channel is a little more raw. And let's get some more mids. I don't know if I can make it that gross, but. But, oh yeah, what I was saying is that as you start to stiffen up your pick attack, if you hold really loosely, you hear more of that click from the pick dragging and you're robbing more string energy, so you don't get as much output. So I start to just hold the pick a little more tightly. I get more of the thumb's weight behind it. I get more volume without actually applying more pressure or more tension in the arm. It's just this really subtle adjustment based on just how tightly I squeeze the pick. 60 gauge strings, nah, dog. Basically every single guitar you'll see me play on the channel is going to have 9s on it. Occasionally I'll even have 8s. It is not worth tearing the hands to pieces. Alright. Bum, bum, bum. Need more low end, more mids. Let's push it a little bit with the booster. Don 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 don. All right, so basically we have this F sharp. Then we have A, B, A. All right, so then we're coming up to the high F sharp, down to D. back up to E, back up to F sharp. So. Man, dude, you hear this all over Kill 'Em All, that first Metallica album, all over it. All right, so we have F sharp, D, F sharp, F sharp, D, F sharp. Then we're coming to A. Then we have this A mixolydian sort of sound, right? So if we have our A note here, root, whole, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole. So it sounds like we hit the A power chord. So are we grabbing the low major third, or are we just grabbing the fourth? Alright, so yeah, it's probably playing it open, it sounds like. So we're hitting an A power chord, then coming off from the open G to the A. Grabbing the F sharp here on the D string, open D, hammering onto E, then back to the A. All right, a little variation there. So this one's starting on the G on the 5th fret on the D string, pulling off. 5, 4, 2, 0, 0. Oh, dude, well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. My stream does, you know, I've been a musician and a music teacher for almost as long as I've been a musician. And so my stream tends to have like a little bent towards like the educational, like I like to try to explain to you or show you the songs that we play and the stuff that we do as we play it. And we do have like a music theory night. We have different nights for all kinds of different themes. We have a jazz night. We have a night where we play bass. Have a night where this Wednesday is going to be anime and video game themes, because that's a popular one usually. Then this Friday is Free for All Friday, so like anything goes. So hopefully it can help you out. You know, if you have questions, guitar related or music related questions, feel free to ask, because I am happy to answer to the best of my knowledge. You know, I've been a music teacher for like a long time, almost 20 years, and was teaching until the whole pandemic started. And I still teach a few students via Zoom, but not as much as I was, so that's kind of part of why I got started streaming. So I'm happy to answer questions. That's, you know, part of my everyday experience. Has been for a long time. Make sure, let's see, make sure you get in our Discord too. if you have Discord or use it at all. We have a Discord, which is where everybody posts their requests in advance, so I can go through them and kind of decide on which ones we want to do. But and where we just kind of talk about music and guitar stuff. Mondays are, so Metal Monday is every other Monday. So this Monday is Metal Monday. Next Monday will be Music Theory Monday. I think we're going to be doing seventh chords, how to build seventh chords next week probably. And then we'll have another Metal Monday the week after that. This Friday, as I said, it's free for all Friday. So like anything goes. We'll do metal, we'll do country, we'll do jazz, we'll do whatever people want to do. Sometimes we just sit around and talk about nonsense and talk about movies and booze and stuff. Yeah, Jixie, I guess I'm getting started. I've gotten pretty well started. I've got my affiliate status. I've got subs. I didn't think I would ever get subs. That's amazing. So it's slowly building into something. And if I could get to where I didn't have to drive to the music store once it reopens, well, it is technically reopened, but not really safe to go back yet. But if I got to where I didn't have to drive there, 3 or 4 times a week, it's almost an hour away each direction. It would be pretty amazing. As much as I do miss like in-person teaching, if I could just continue to do everything from home, that would be incredible. Because I spend a fortune on gas driving that much. But yeah, the Discord is the place to be. We talk about gear and tunes and just music stuff and guitar stuff all week long in the Discord. Building up a good community there too, actually. So it sounds like we're getting back to the F sharp there. I teach at a store just about 45 minutes north of Atlanta. Or well taught. Like I said, all my students now are online. So we're doing G, A, A, bum, 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 bum. So G, A, F sharp. That little syncopation, that little ghost note kind of feel. It sounds like we're gonna be back to our main riff. Don 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 don. But yeah, I'd always kind of had the idea of streaming, like streaming music education stuff, because there's not really anybody else doing that kind of angle. There are other people playing guitar, or playing rocksmith or this, that, or the other, but I didn't really see too many people talking about like how to actually make music, how to improve it, your instrument, that kind of stuff. That seems to mostly be on the YouTube side of things, which I do want to get into eventually. Once I get a better computer built, all that sort of stuff, I'll start editing content for there as well. But as I said, I'm used to teaching like people directly, either individuals or in some cases even groups, because we would do student band type things where we would put students on different instruments together and teach them how to play songs for the recitals or live performances or rock camps, that kind of stuff. And so I'm so accustomed to having someone to interact with, someone to like take their questions, answer their questions, show them stuff, help them this, that, and the other. I felt like streaming could kind of capture some of that maybe a little better than YouTube would, where you just make something, you put it on there, you respond to comments maybe, Maybe you don't if you want to save your sanity. But you know, just putting it there and leaving it and being more passive. I wanted something that was more kind of engaging. You know, the ability to talk to people in chat, to answer questions in chat, to goof off sometimes, to do whatever. So I felt like that's closer to the experience I'm comfortable with, and also something that's a little bit different than what's normally going on. Yeah, dude, we did some Mastodon 2 or 3 Metal Mondays ago. It had a really, really cool riff. If I can remember it. It was tuned super low, though. What was it? How was it? Something to that effect, but that was a really, 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 really cool riff that we did. But it was tuned like another whole step below that, I think. But yeah, Metal Monday is usually just based on requests. Like my chat makes requests in the Discord or in the chat, and I listen to them and go like, okay, this one will work because it's on a 6 string. You know, it's not a crazy tuning or something. And even then, sometimes if it is a crazy tuning, I'll figure it out and we'll do it. But you know, obviously 7 and 8 string stuff we can't really do, which is kind of more popular with like the tech metal guys now, because I don't have one, but I will eventually get one. It's one thing that's kind of missing from my collection. But you know, I just take your requests and start working them out and showing you how to play them. You know, some other nights, like when we do Washed Out Wednesday, playing with pedals and stuff like that, I usually just kind of improvise freeform stuff using different effects, you know, making ambient music or minimalist music, or sometimes just weird noises for the fun of it with pedals. And then usually on, like, when we do Friday Night Jazz, I usually have a tune, like a jazz standard picked out that I actually teach, you know, all the way through the tune. And Music Theory Monday usually has a specific lesson and a chart as well. I post the charts. I make the charts and then in Guitar Pro and edit them and then put them in the Discord so you can download the chart and follow along as well. But like Metal Monday, Free For All Friday, Weeb Wednesday, those we pretty much just do. I just work based on requests. Yeah, dude, Jixie, there are all kinds of amazing riffs and guitar stuff in metal. I mean, it's a heavily guitar-driven music. You just gotta kind of find the stuff that you like. You know, like with anything else, there's a lot of stuff that sucks, but there's also a lot of amazing things. You know, the one we're listening to, the one I'm looking at right now, I need to update the title, by the way. I forgot to do that again. Is really, really, really early. Diamond Head is a band that would fall kind of under the new wave of British heavy metal moniker. So I would bet, I haven't looked the specific one up, but I would bet it's somewhere between like 78 and probably 81 or so. And you kind of hear the outlines for a lot of other stuff in it. Like I said when I first started playing it, I'm like, wow, you hear the Metallica's first album all over this. And that's another really cool thing, a thing I enjoy, is kind of connecting the dots from band to band and album to album and music to music. That's something I kind of do non-stop, for better or for worse. Yeah, dude, Jixie, check the Metal Monday. Check the Metal Monday channel in the Discord, and there's like a million great metal tunes in there. All different styles too. Everything from really early stuff like this to thrash metal to like proto metal, like Blue Oyster Cult kind of stuff from the 70s, to black metal and extreme metal to grindcore. I mean, there's everything in there. It's actually one of the busiest categories. One of the busiest channels. Especially because Alec, one of my mods, Alec is a huge metalhead, and so he'll post like 10 at a time. we're just repeating that again. All right, back to the F sharp, D, E, F sharp, F sharp, D, E. All right, and then we get that A bridge again. Or I guess really more like a chorus almost. Yeah, Alec likes like a massive range of stuff. I would say his taste tends towards the classic metal, like old thrash and death metal, but he likes a really huge range of great stuff. The X is supposed to be an A. I don't know why Automod blocked that. Since when is an X supposed to be an A? All right then, Jaden. Jaxie Den. All right, so let's see. I think we need a little reverb on here too. Let's get ourselves a nice tight reverb. That's a little bathtub. Let's get a little longer than that. A little bit less high end. All right, let's see if we go back to the same thing. So slightly different. Right, that little ghost note again on G to A. We're doing the whole thing over again. All right, then. We gotta have a guitar solo coming up sometime soon. Boom, 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 boom. Apparently, B and A was a block term by the Automod. Oh, cool. Okay. Don't know. So it sounds like we're gonna get this little. No, so it's just the bottom three notes. So we're starting with a low F sharp, boom, then A, then we're grabbing the B and we're pulling back off to the A. You could. Moves up a whole step. So little bit of chorus on there too. Moves up another whole step. No, half step. So starting off on F sharp and doing it. Then up to G sharp. Then up to A. Then up to B. Same sort of shape, same sort of pattern. Back down to A. So it starts going back and forth there between B and A. Sounds like we're probably going up to the F sharp octave there. So sounds like we move up to F sharp and then down to E. Do I use thumb chords? Once in a blue moon. I typically don't. You know, usually my fingers are long enough to where I can reach pretty much whatever I need. Get away. Why don't you tell me chat pause do to scroll? I don't want chat pause do to scroll. But there are occasionally chords where you actually need the thumb for them. You know, where if you need like a particular type of separation, you need all of these fingers down here for some reason. And then you need the thumb for your bass note. But as a rule, I tend to not use them. But I mean, just like anything else, it's a technique. There are times when it's appropriate and times when it's not. You know, one of my absolute favorite guitar players is a guy named Tal Farlow, who learned to play on the ukulele as a child, and when he got older and got a guitar, he would tend to think in these little 4-string ukulele chords, and so when it came time to add bass notes, he would just add them with his thumb. Which is hilarious because he had the biggest hands of anyone I have ever seen. They're absolutely unreal how huge his hands were. But he would still use his thumb to play the bass notes just because of the way he thought. He was thinking mostly in 4-string chords and then adding the bass here completely separately from his other fingers. So it has its uses. All right, so let's see what we're doing. Do da da do da da do. Do da da do da da do da. If you want prog, you got to get it in there. We probably don't have time tonight because I probably got to wrap it up soon because it's getting after midnight. But if you want prog for Metal Monday, I would love to play some. I tend to be a big fan of early prog. You know, like early Peter Gabriel era Genesis is one of my top 10 bands. Other big influences, man. That's such a huge topic. You know, a huge thing to cover. Because I like so many different things. You know, when I was a teenager, I was really hugely into bands like Metallica and Megadeth, stuff like that. Especially early Metallica, I really loved. But I also love, you know, Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. I love Mahavishnu Orchestra, John McLaughlin. I love Bill Frisell, kind of a, kind of minimalist or a little bit out there jazz player. I love pre-war blues. I love early music in general. Early American music in particular. At string band music and early blues. A really huge range of folk music. Like I can get into folk music from basically anywhere. I love Peter Green, the late Peter Green. We did a whole stream dedicated to Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac and his stuff when he passed away a few weeks ago. I guess it's been about a month now. Huge influence. In my main guitar, I actually have the neck pickup, the magnet on the neck pickup had it flipped by the guy who made the pickup so I could get the Peter Green out of phase tone in the middle position. But, I grew up with, the first rock music I was really allowed to listen to because I grew up in a fairly religious environment, but was like sort of 90s grunge and alternative rock stuff. So a lot of that still really significant to me, like Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden, bands like that. They have kind of the nostalgia factor for me. And then guys like Steve Vai has been a pretty big influence on certain types of like my lead playing and stuff. Though in my case, what I tend to do, like what I've always tended to do, is if rather than sitting down and like learning someone's solo note for note, I tend to try to figure out like what makes their sound what it is. Their kind of conventions and stuff like that, how they dial their tones in. So there actually aren't that many Vai tunes or anything that I know like note for note, but usually someone can say, hey, play something like Steve Vai, and I can, emulate that person or that style pretty well. Need a Floyd though, really, to do that stuff. Make this a little bit darker. Let's see, let's dial our highs down. Alright, well hold on a second. We'll change guitars one last time for our last 10 minutes or so, just for fun's sake. Let's see. In this case, I do believe tits. Yeah, you'll see it again. It shows up that guitar shows up a lot when I need like an aggressive fixed bridge guitar. Might need to raise the strap up a little bit. Yeah, that's a hair lower than I want. Raise it a touch. So this is, let me check the serial. So this is, let me edit command. Oh, go away. Windows trying to give me notifications in the middle of typing. Edit command, guitar. This is a 1988 Ibanez RG760 in Heather Pearl. There you go. No, not Guitarra. Guitar, there we go. So there's our guitar command updated. Where'd that go? Yeah, the shark tooth. They're sort of spin off of the Jackson shark fins. Yeah, they're really cool. I like these. I have two. I have the 760, and then I have a black 750. I like the 760 a little bit better. I prefer the direct mounted electronics to the pick guard mounted electronics. Plus, this one is pink, which is way cooler. If you like no markers, then you'll like all my custom guitars. Pretty much, whenever I have a guitar built for me, I have it built with no inlays. That tends to be my preference by a long shot. But I like these better than dots, a lot better than dots. My least favorite, even though I have a few guitars with them, actually like the one I was just playing, though they were hard to see. The Reaver guitar has offset dots made from a material called Luminlay, which glows in the dark. But I've never been a big fan of offset dots. Well, to me, especially if you got like a fancy guitar, you know, something with fancy flame maple and everything like that, nothing kind of spoils it like just plain dots, because there's such this strong association with dots on utilitarian guitars like Telecasters and Stratocasters and everything. It's like if I've got something with a fancy top, I either want to go like full classy, go no inlays at all, or you kind of go the other direction, make it even fancier and put blocks, you know, big blocks or something elaborate on it. I don't want dots, especially not big dots. Like the big giant, like some companies use these enormous dots. I can't stand those. Though there is one builder named Steve Klein who does an amusing thing where all of his dots are in completely random places. Like they're on the same frets that they would normally be on, but instead of being like in a line or off to the side, they're just kind of like staggered different spots all over the fret, which gives it kind of a different personality. You know, it makes it feel more playful. Still on the crunch channel, aren't we? Let's get back to the lead channel. Need to have Rusty build me a foot switch for this thing. Get some proper saturation. I was wondering why everything felt weird. I was still on the crunch channel. Yeah, pretty much the same. There's some guitars where it really works, though. Some guitars, it can be really classy. It could be just kind of like the next little thing to elevate it. I think it tends to work best on like fairly subtly colored guitars, like black guitars. Sometimes it works nicely on the right shade of red as well. Let's get a little more delay. And heck, reverb too while we're at it. See, I like all kinds of stuff. I like classic looking Fender and Gibson style things, and I like stuff like Teufels and, Marconis and all these things that are just way, way out there. And I like really brightly colored 80s guitars. I've got a bunch of them that I bought at pawn shops and stuff over the years. Got this one off of Craigslist. quilt maple tops. Do I have any quilt maple? I've got a bunch of flame maple. I don't think I have any quilted tops at the moment, aside from that redwood, that quilted redwood top. Um, so, Kat, it sounds like you like pretty minimalist, like pretty stripped down kind of looks. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, I think probably as like the overall or the complete design, it's got to be the Parker, because the Parker is still just like, it's the Parker. It's such like its own coherent statement, you know, both in terms of visual design and functional design. You know, guitars like this have like a vibe. You know, they put you kind of in a place and in a mood. And you know, some stuff like my McInturf, they're really classy, really elegant, really beautiful guitars. But when you look at the Parker, like, it grabs your eye. It says this is a piece of engineering. This is a piece of design. This is a functional piece of art. That like nothing else, like few things else. I mean, the guitars that it has influenced, like the Teufels that I mentioned, like the Marconis, that have that kind of characteristic as well. But it's still just so much its own thing. Like nothing else looks like it. Nothing else really behaves like it. I dropped that pick too. Ah! And if you watch the stream a lot, you'll see the Parker a ton, because I love playing the Parker. No, I mean, there's definitely something to be said for utilitarian guitars. You know, I have tons of guitars that are just bare bones workhorses, and that's kind of like the vibe you get when you look at them, and when you pick them up, they just kind of make you want to go to work and go play. A fun thing, though, a really fun thing to do is to take a guitar that looks like this, that looks like you have to play, you know, shred on it, and then just play something totally different, you know, play. You know, I've taken plenty of pointy neon Ibanez guitars to country gigs, because sometimes it takes you somewhere else, you know, somewhere you don't expect, versus just playing a Telecaster. There's too much reverb for that, though. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes the traditional instrument for something is what's called for. You know, if I know I'm going to be playing with a very, very traditional country or blues band or something like that, then no, I'm probably not going to take something too loud looking, because you'll make all the boomers mad. And if I want to get paid, I usually don't want to make them mad. Or if I have like a studio session or something, I'll take the traditional guitars for it, but I'll usually take something else with a twist too. You'd be kind of surprised. You'd be sort of surprised what works. And I do love having a Floyd. You know, you don't have to use the Floyd for dumb Floyd tricks, all the squeals, harmonic squeals, and that sort of stuff. You can just use it for this really beautiful, subtle vibrato, you know. You can easily imitate traditional vintage Strat trims. You can easily imitate Bigsby's, get that kind of watery sound if you just learn to manipulate it. And you can do a lot of things those can't do either. You know, you can imitate different waveforms of vibrato. You know, so say I want to pretend that I have like a square wave. Give it these quick tugs. Yeah, he would. Merle Haggard played a Parker Fly. That's one thing I always break out whenever I show that guitar to people, and they're like, "That looks stupid. Just give me a Fender." And I said, "Bro, Merle Haggard played a Parker because it's lightweight and it plays amazing and it does pretty much any sound you want." But you get these nice sparkly chimey sounds out of this. But you can also, well, I don't know where that pick went, but you know, you can get nice funky sounds. It's a little bit hotter than a vintage Strat pickup on the neck, but you can get, you know, nice kind of classic neck single coil sound. It's not really until you get to this bridge pickup, which is crazy hot, that you start getting outside of, or getting to a more limited sort of usage. But even then, bring the volume down a little. Yeah, I mean, especially in the studio, you use whatever you can get your hands on, you know. Bring everything you can, and then find, if you have the time and the money to sit there and experiment, you will find like all kinds of weird things that you wouldn't think would work that really work. It's something that comes up a lot. We talk about it a lot when if we go listen to like a song on YouTube and we find the isolated guitar track for a song. If it's something where we really want to hear just the guitar, which a lot of these classic metal songs, there are the isolated guitar parts for them, which is super handy for learning them. And a lot of times the guitar tones are disgusting. Like they're tones that if you were playing them in the room, you would hate it. You know, you would think this is the worst sounding guitar tone in the world. But in the record, it works. It fits into the mix. It makes the guitar stand out. It makes it sit in the right place depending on where you're going. You know, it either makes it pop or it makes it sit back. And it makes it blend with everything else in the way that they wanted. You know, while if you had it in the room, you'd just be wincing and disgusted with your tone. And some of that's done after the fact in mixing and mastering. But in other cases, it's dialed in the room with the guitars and the pedals and amps and stuff. Here's this nice little room reverb. that's a lush chord. Whew. Yeah. Glad to have you. Thank you again so much for that sub. I'll be back Wednesday night at 9 p.m. It's pretty much time for me to wrap up anyway. It's 12:35 for me, so I'll be back Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Kat, if you're in Scotland, you're probably like 5 hours ahead of me, I would guess. Something like that. But thank you all. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks everybody for chatting. Had a really fun stream tonight. Always like it when we have a really active chat. Played some fun songs. Played some fun guitars. Made some noise. Annoyed some people, I'm sure. Make sure if you haven't hit the follow button to hit the follow button. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. The Discord is the place where we chat guitar stuff and music stuff all week long, and to make requests for the different nights. Check out the socials. I got to remember to tell people that so I can be a real content creator. Check out the socials. I have an Instagram where I pretty much just post pictures of guitars, either from my collection or other cool ones that I find out in guitar shows, though I can't go to any of them this year, sadly. And I've got a YouTube that'll have things at some point. Doesn't have them yet, but it will. Because we've got computer and camera upgrades inbound eventually, once they get back in stock. Anything else? Have a Twitter. Twitter, I pretty much just post, hey, I'm going live. But if you have a Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. So I'll have more followers. I guess it makes me more important or something. But anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you guys Wednesday for Weeb Wednesday. If you got anime, video game, J-Rock tunes you want me to play, Weeb Wednesday is the night. Catch